Hey everybody, Fred Minnick here, and it's What's in the Box time. I've got a box, I've got a dull blade, and I've got a glass. What's ever in the box, I'm going to crack it open and taste it. And here's the deal. I don't know what's in the box. I have no idea. The information was pulled off, so I don't even know who it was sent from. And that often leads for me to like mispronounce names. I do no research on it. So you're going off the cuff here, which that's always risky. Oh, that blade is time to replace this blade. It's really having a hard time with this basic tape. Yeah. Oh, yay! Look, we got packaging nuggets. Ooh, a little coloration here. We got some standard, and we got some pink, and we got some more packaging underneath here. Oh, what do we have? What do we have? Ooh, rare perfection, 15 years old. Cask Strength, 119 proof. Of course, this is from a distillery out here in Kentucky called Preservation. But let's see, I know they've done some Canadian whiskey. Let's see what this actually is. I have a hard time reading this cursive writing. This is an old school cursive writing here. Let me give this a shot here. Privileged to have discovered the extraordinarily small batch treasure of 15-year-old Canadian whiskey. So this is Canadian whiskey. Yeah, there's the rest of that stuff is kind of marketing stuff. But so we got Cask Strength Canadian Whiskey. Let's see. I wonder if it's from a barrel or if it's a blend. Let's see if it says here on here. I've read about this. I know about it. I don't have the most details. Let's see if there's a press release in here with some more information. So at the time of this, I am not exactly sure if this is a traditional Canadian whiskey, which is a blend, which can have up to 9.09%, or if it's truly from a barrel, like if they batched it like an American, a U.S. style, that is. All right, let me read this here again. The most remarkable years has to offer rare perfection. Each something batch, no matter something chosen for your uncommon character, a rough elegance, and long-lasting smack. Is that, say smack? In the finish, leaving even the cynical drinker shaking his, well, you know, the drinker could be a woman, so how do we know it's a his? Shaking his head, asking for another pour. Drink well, friends, and enjoy. Yeah, one of the things about like this kind of old style cursive writing, in my research for my books, I'd go through a lot of in my books like Whiskey Women and Bourbon: The Rise, Fall, and Rebirth of American Whiskey. I would go to archives and get all kinds of original scripts from for like handwritten diaries and stuff. And I would have a lot of time with those cursive writing books and would be able to decipher them, because that right there is not how I grew up, writing cursive or reading it. But so that's, so sometimes it can be a little difficult. All right, so time to open. So we got a standard foil over the top. Little, pretty nice looking little cork there. Oh, that go. All right. You know, this is 119 proof, and it smells hotter than that. A lot of alcohol in this nose. Some varnish. I don't know. There's a note in here after like the alcohol and the varnish I want to say floral, like there's some floral here. Canadian whiskey is a genre of whiskey that is really kind of most of it is created to be below like 90 proof. You know, Crown Royal is the standard of that genre. If you look at it from sales and what people really want, like even you know, some of the limited edition Crown Royals tend to be excellent. Although I just did a review of a Crown Royal recently. I just hate it. I think I almost puked on camera tasting it. It was so bad. So maybe that's changing a little bit. But it used to be like Canadians would not send their really good stuff down into the States. And I've been hoping that would change because they are great whiskey makers in Canada. You've heard me talk a lot about the Mexican bourbon that was made prior, you know, during Prohibition and up to 1964. You never hear me say anything good about it. The Canadians also made bourbon prior to the 1964 resolution passing. And let me tell you, that Canadian bourbon from Shinley especially was probably better than the majority of the U.S. made bourbon. So anyway, that's a whole nother thing. You want to see me get to the taste, but I could go on and on about the history of Canadian whiskey. And if you want to learn more about Canadian whiskey, check out my good friend Davin de Corgamo's book. I'll even put a link in the description for you to check that book out. Wow. This is tasty. Very long finish too. It's still on my tongue. Very, very powerful on the tongue. You know, it's got like that. You remember that snap, crackle, pop gum that you would have as a kid? You put it on your gum and pop, 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 pop. That's what this whiskey's like on my palate. It reminds me of a chocolate sundae or a chocolate covered vanilla cone that you would get at Dairy Queen. You know, there's a kind of like a hard crust of that first initial crust of chocolate, and then that explosion of vanilla, and then you bite down on that cone, that cake cone. You got like this like triple flavor threat with a Dairy Queen, you know, chocolate dip vanilla cone. That is a very prominent note here. But after that, it's a resounding baking spice, not pepper spices, but baking spices. And I'm going to go in for taste 2. Yeah, I'm going to double down on that chocolate dip Dairy Queen cone. That's the most prominent thing that I can point out to this. It's really, really delicious. But there's a lot of other stuff going on here, especially in the spice side. Just take a look at a baking spice rack, and you probably see, you know, a few of those things in there. Like there's a little bit of like cumin in here. There's a little bit of nutmeg. There's a little bit of cinnamon. I'm even getting some more herbally side of things here. This is a really good example of nuance that kind of goes across the gambit. So there's complexity in this cask strength that does not come through in the nose. So noses can sometimes be deceiving, especially at cask strength. At cask strength, this 119 proofer, it smells like alcohol and varnish, but when you put it on the palate, it's really quite splendid. And it's still finishing on my tongue right now, and it's a really lovely finish. I just love that little vanilla kind of popping in there at the end. I'll find out more about this whiskey, how it's made, and you know what distilleries are connected to it, and put a link in the description for you to check out. But yeah, this is quite delicious. And for what's in the box, we have a Rare Perfection from Preservation Distillery, a 15-year-old Canadian whiskey. And this was a good box. So thanks for tuning in. If you want to see more what's in the box, click that subscribe button, click the like button, and let us know what you would like to send me if you were going to do a what's in the box. Please, no bodily fluids or vodka. Cheers, everybody.